Hello there, it's Dave from Dave Builds Bricks. You probably could have guessed that. That's the channel you're watching. Anyways, thanks to all of you watching the channel recently. The channel has grown to the point where we've surpassed 250 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy. I mean it when I say thank you. I really can't thank you all enough for helping me reach this milestone. And to celebrate achieving this milestone, this video is going to be an overview of my LEGO collection. Now bear in mind, my LEGO collection is actually going to change completely in the coming weeks, so stick around and subscribe to see my updated collection tour coming in a couple of weeks. Okay, but for now, let's get started. So starting off with this shelf that I keep in my office workspace, you can see I have a kind of random selection of sets going on. There's some consistent themes with each shelf, but I like to mix up minifigures, sets, and just things that might not necessarily go together. So in this video, I don't have time to reference absolutely every bit of my collection that you see on screen here, but some of my favorites are up top here. I absolutely love the BD1 buildable figure, and the Horizon tall neck as well is a superb set, a really great set. If you're a fan of the games, I would recommend picking it up as soon as you can. This silver painted lightsaber hilt is something I 3D printed also. Moving on to the second shelf here, you can see I have my Spider-Verse figures that I've collected so far. I do hope to collect the entire line. I also have the Black Series Commander Cody, gift for purchase Death Star, and the Resistance Bomber, which is just one of my absolute all-time favorites. I also have R2 in a display case, which is the only display case I have in my collection. So this shelf has a more Imperial theme to it. As you can see, I have the Speeder from the Imperial Patrol Battle Pack, which is one of the best battle packs they've ever released in my opinion. I also have the 2016 Rogue One AT-ST and the 2024 Star Destroyer, which is one of my very favorite sets. I cannot emphasize just how good this set is, and it came with Cal Kestis. Next up, we've got more of a Republic theme going on here. You can see that I've got the Acclamator V-Wing ATTE, which is a fantastic set, as well as some of my Clone Cadets. The other one is just in storage right now. I am also a fan of Indiana Jones, so I just wanted a little bit of a space in my collection here to give it some appreciation. The Temple of the Golden Idol set is one of the best builds I've had in recent years, and if you are a fan of Indiana Jones, I would recommend picking it up sooner rather than later because unfortunately it is retired at this point. And lastly on this shelf we have the Starship Collection Millennium Falcon and the Home One, as well as the Rogue One Y-Wing, which is one of the very best playset ships we've ever gotten. I reviewed it on the channel here a while ago, you can check that out with the card on screen. So that's it for one area of my LEGO collection. It is spread out across a couple of different rooms currently, but as I mentioned at the start of this video, I'm going to be rearranging my LEGO collection and I've got some new storage units coming in, so it's really exciting. Please do subscribe to stick around and see my new collection tour coming in a couple of weeks. This is the desk I use for filming, this is also the desk I use for building occasionally, and as you can see, kind of the overflow of sets I have that I have built and haven't built. Speaking of sets that I haven't built, this is what my backlog looks like at the moment. They're resting on top of a bin of sets that I have built in the past but broken down. So again, this video is just going to be an overview of what's currently on display in my collection. So this area is kind of a more neglected space within my collection, unfortunately. I do have some really nice sets here, such as the buildable Yoda, but oftentimes this is kind of just used for storage for overflow. I also have a PlayStation Portal box sitting here. I never used PlayStation Portal personally. And of course I've even got a big bag of brick separators sitting here because what are you meant to do with them? I do have some of my brickheads on display on the shelf. Not all of my brickheads, but some of them. I also am not really a Funko Pop guy, but when I saw they were releasing KOTOR related Funko Pops, I had to have them. They're on 3D printed stands that I made myself. And this is the only amiibo that I own. It's Solid Snake. I'm a massive Metal Gear Solid fan, as you're going to find out later on. I also have the LEGO Ideas Tales of the Space Age set on display on my wall. Beautiful set, I wish LEGO did more like it. Here's some more sets that I have on display that I would really like to have in some better type of display solution, which I will have very soon. But as you can see, there's a mix of things going on here. We have the Republic Gunship, which is amazing, UCS Snowspeeder, the Onyx Cinder, and also the Master Chief. You can find the instructions for the Chief on Rebrickable if you search up Creation Caravan's page. They're $5, but they're so worth it, honestly. I also have some posters in the background, including some framed Mandalorian Season 2 artwork signed by the original artist, which is a really cool touch. I also have an X-Wing shrine because I love the X-Wings. So the UCS X-Wing, I know it gets a bit of flack from some people, but it is genuinely one of my favorite sets. So I have the Luke Skywalker brickhead as well as the Luke Skywalker helmet collection set as well. And I have the Han Solo Mud Trooper Polybag, great figure. I'm also a huge history nerd when it comes to the Apollo program, so I have this Apollo Remastered book from Andy Saunders. Great if you're interested in that sort of thing. I'm really into my shrines. I have a Master Chief one as well. So I have my original figure from about 2009, I think, and also a Halo Infinite figure that I got, as well as this Jazzwares helmet, which just looks gorgeous. I also have 3 of the Black Series Star Wars helmets, so I have Rex, Darth Vader, and the 332nd Trooper. I just love these. They're on top of my main LEGO display, which we're going to dive into now. So as you can see, I've got a few members of the Helmet Collection series, as well as the collectible minifigures for both the 20th and 25th anniversary, and I need a space for the Vulture Droid. This shelf then is more a mishmash of different themes, so we have Back to the Future as well as the US Office and some Speed Champion sets. I really like the Office set a lot, as well as the DeLorean. It's just an all-time favourite. The A-frame cabin might be my favourite non-Star Wars set in my whole collection. As you can see, I've got Batman with a green lightsaber guarding it, because why not? I then have Jedi Duel here with Yoda having taken a fall, which I reviewed recently on my channel, and I have 3 of the Black Series lightsaber hilts with Leia's, Obi-Wan's and Rey's, and Obi-Wan's is my favourite by far. It's my favourite hilt in all of Star Wars, so yeah, this is a great piece of my collection. This shelf is an absolute mess, a total mess. A couple of sets thrown in here. I really like the Tantive 4 hallway scene, the U-Wing is excellent, I have the Polaroid camera, and I also have the 25th anniversary PlayStation controller. Here we have some incredible sets such as the 2019 Slave 1, the 2020 AT-AT and the 2018 X-Wing, which just is the best X-Wing they've ever made. And I also have a Naked Snake Pop Funko because, like I said, I love Metal Gear Solid. And last up we have a very messy bottom shelf with the Cantina from 2014, I think, the Star Wars logo, buildable Stormtrooper, a spare dewback, and I also have the Emperor's Throne Room diorama in the corner. I am looking forward to putting together my new LEGO collection so that I can have a proper space to display the likes of the Kessel Run Millennium Falcon. So I hope you enjoyed this tour of my LEGO collection as it stands. It is going to change a lot soon, so keep an eye out for that, and thanks for watching.